Yeah, so available capacity. So who could have full problem? Not baby.
Not problem about
To Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages because the fuel generation it has been seriously curtailed at Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRE enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough power
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi. So why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is still rich, which is the center of Kumasi supply.
Knocking it down.
And the woman they be able to be at their background. They are not even able to give Kumasi a load shedding program. It's a big Kumasi Copa, Kumasi pay for a job. Say, Yabuapayo, a hotre, and then you do so, a press so, and you do so. You're fighting the whole Ghana. We have particular problems with Kumasi. Now, let me take Kumasi and be free Kumasi. Means I want to share my name Koso. Now, I want to share that about transmission line, glue for transmission line, Akuetteh Greek for transmission line back. Then you have a problem about.
Well, there are a multiplicity of factors.
Two
major factors.
Pylons in the Kako will be crowd this year difficult because so too from or say glow for you must see in a book what you be doing. Yeah, Kakasa Bank of phone could see no more high tension. Yeah, it is a wood challenge who call is Greek substation war a transaction. That will be a sit down in chair. That was secret. That was secret. Okay, another or permit 80 per move. Are we going to take one individual's interest against the whole public good?
It is a Kumasi 48 yeah. Omon trying to see that being Ghana Gas a Juma or more baby how long?
My
date. Okay. And it's a necessary job they are also doing.
That Ghana Gas will shut it down between 4th to 18th of October.
I remember.
After no gas and the crowd.
And among card the crew.
I can't take if I can full report. Reporting. But the people who are feeling the pitch from Ghana Gas issues and the transmission line issues. You can become any good via the DC for those. When you say bank cry, you very ready to move and I'm going to shake Kumasi. They didn't even do cry, no. They be about to have who baby. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks. From 6th November. Before Pai said the Umuyo are trouble be a Bekoyi. Na gas number.
And see
so available capacity. So who could have full problem? Not baby.
Not problem about
To Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages. Because the fuel generation, it has been seriously curtailed at Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRE enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough power
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi. So why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is still rich, which is the center of Kumasi supply.
Knocking it down.
And the woman they be able to be at their background. They are not even able to give Kumasi a load shedding program. It's a big Kumasi Copa, Kumasi pay for a job. Say Yabuapayo, a hotre, and then you do so, a press so, and you do so. You're fighting the whole Ghana. We have particular problems with Kumasi. Now, let me take Kumasi and be free Kumasi. Means I want to share my name Koso. Now, I want to share that about transmission line, glue for transmission line, Akuetteh Greek for transmission line back. Then you have a problem about.
Well, there are a multiplicity of factors.
Two factors.
Two major factors.
Nti Mr. Ramunya Bochemai. Pylons in the Kako, who will be crowd this year difficult because so two from or say glow for a super must ye in a book. What you be doing? Yeah, Kakasa Bank of phone could see no more high tension. Yeah, it is a wood church who call is green substation war a transact question. That will be a sit down in chair. That was a craft. That was a craft. Okay, another or permit 80 per move. Are we going to take one individual's interest against the whole public good?
It is a Kumasi 48 yeah, Omon train go see that bang Ghana gas a Juma or more baby how long?
Omuntimi
my date. Okay. And it's a necessary job they are also doing.
That Ghana gas will shut it down between 4th to 18th of October. We'll trade
yeah, I remember.
After no gas and any the crowd.
And among car the crew.
I can't teach you for seconds or mommy full report. I mean, reporting. But the people who are feeling the pinch from Ghana gas issues and the transmission line issues.
Kumasi.
Because they can't go via the DC for those. When you say bank cry, if you read the movie, and I'm going to shake Kumasi, they didn't even do cry, no, they were about to hire who baby. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks from 6th November. Before I said the movie a trouble be a bekoyi na gas number.
And
say available capacity. So who could have full problem? Not baby.
No problem about yes.
Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages because the fuel generation. It has been seriously curtailed. At Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report, which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRA enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi, so why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is still rich, which is the center of Kumasi supply.
I'm knocking it down.
And the woman named the Debia will be at their background. It they are not even able to give Kumasi a load shedding program. It's a big Kumasi Copa, Kumasi pay for a chop. Say, Yabuapayo, a hotre, and then you do so. A press so. And you do so. You're fighting the whole Ghana. We have particular problems with Kumasi. Now, maybe to Kumasi be free Kumasi. Means a whole share and my name Koso. Now, I won't share that about transmission line, glue for transmission line, Akuetteh Greek for transmission line back. Then you have a problem about.
Well, there are a multiplicity of factors.
Two factors.
Two major factors.
Mr. Ramunya Bochemai. Pylons in the Kako, who will be crowd this year difficult because so two from or say glow for a super must ye in a book. What you be doing? Yeah, Kakasa Bank of phone could see no more high tension. Yeah, it is a wood church who call is green substation war a transact question. That will be a sit down in chair. That was a craft. That was a craft. Okay, another or permit 80 per move. Are we going to take one individual's interest against the whole public good?
It is a Kumasi 48 yeah, Omon train go see that bang Ghana gas a Juma or more baby how long? Omuntimi my date. Okay. And it's a necessary job they are also doing.
That Ghana gas will shut it down between 4th to 18th of October. We'll trade
I remember.
After no gas and the crowd.
And among car the crew.
I can't teach you for seconds or mommy full report. I mean, reporting. But the people who are feeling the pinch from Ghana gas issues and the transmission line issues.
Kumasi.
Because they can't go via the DC for those. When you say bank cry, if you read the movie, and I'm going to Kumasi, they didn't do cry, no, they be about to your who baby. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks from 6th November. Before I said the movie or a trouble be a Bekoi na gas number.
And
say available capacity. So who could have full problem? Not baby.
No problem about yes.
Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages. Because the fuel generation, it has been seriously curtailed at Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRA enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough power
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi. So why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is Sea Ridge, which is the center of Kumasi. Supply.
I'm knocking it down.
And the woman they be able to be at their background. They are not even able to give Kumasi a load shedding program. It's a because Kumasi Kopa, Kumasi pay you for a chop. Say, Yabuapayo, a hotre, and they do so. A press so. And they do so. You're fighting the whole Ghana. We have particular problems with Kumasi. Now, maybe to Kumasi be free Kumasi. Means how you share my name Koso. Now, I won't share that. Transmission line, glue for transmission line. Akuetteh Greek for transmission line back. Then you have a problem about.
Well, there are multiplicity of factors.
Two factors.
Two major factors.
Pilots, will be crowd this year difficult. Or says, Glow for Subumas, in a book, what you be doing. The Kakasa Bank of phone could see no more high tension. Yeah, it is a wood challenge. Who call is Greek substation or a Trasa question. That conversation will be a sit down in chair. That was a craft. That was a craft. Okay, another or permit. Are we going to take one individual's interest against the whole public good?
It is a Kumasi 48 yeah, Omon train go see that bang Ghana Gas a Juma or more baby how long? Date. Okay. And it's a necessary job they are also doing.
That Ghana Gas will shut it down between 4th to 18th of October.
I remember.
After no gas a man. Any the crowd.
And among card the crew.
I can't take you for a full report. Reporting. But the people who are feeling the pinch from Ghana Gas issues and the transmission line issues. Because they can't go via the DC for us. When you say bank cry, if you read the movie, and I'm going to Kumasi, they didn't do cry, no, they be about to your who baby. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks from 6th November. Before I said the movie or a trouble be a Bekoi na gas number.
And see
say available capacity. So who could have full problem? Not baby.
No problem about yes.
Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages. Because the fuel generation, it has been seriously curtailed at Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRA enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough power
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi. So why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is Sea Ridge, which is the center of Kumasi. Supply.
I'm knocking it down.
And the woman they be able to be at their background. They are not even able to give Kumasi a load shedding program. It's a because Kumasi Kopa, Kumasi pay you for a chop. Say, Yabuapayo, a hotre, and they do so. A press so. They do so. It's affecting the whole Ghana. We have particular problems with Kumasi. Now, maybe to Kumasi will be free Kumasi. Means the whole shit and my name Koso. Now, I won't share that about transmission line, glue for transmission line, Akuetteh Greek for transmission line back. Then you have a problem about.
Well, there are multiplicity of factors.
Two factors.
Two major factors.
Sorry, I'm going to my pylons in the Kako. Who will be crowd this year difficult because so too for or say glow for us you must see in a book what you be. Yeah, Kakase bank phone could see no more high tension. See, it is a good challenge. Who call is Greek substation or a transaction. That will be a sit down in chair. That was a craft. That was a craft. Okay, another or permit 80 pounds. Are we going to take one individual's interest against the whole public good?
It is a Kumasi 48 yeah, Omon train go see that bang Ghana gas a Juma or more be how long? Omuntimi date. Okay. And it's a necessary job they are also doing.
That Ghana gas will shut it down between 4th to 18th of October.
I remember.
After no gas a man. The crowd.
And among car the crew.
I can't take you for seconds or mommy full report. I mean reporting. But the people who are feeling the pinch from Ghana gas issues and the transmission line issues.
Kumasi.
Because they can't via the DC for those. When you say bank cry, you very ready to move you and I'm going to shake Kumasi. They didn't even do cry no. They be about to who baby. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks from 6th November. Before I said the Umuyo are trouble be a Bekoyi na gas number.
And
Sina say available capacity. So who could have full problem? Not baby.
No problem about yes.
Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages. Because the fuel generation, it has been seriously curtailed at Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report, which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRA enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough power
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi, so why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is still rich, which is the center of Kumasi supply.
Knocking it down.
And the woman they be able to be at their background. They are not even able to give Kumasi a load shedding program. It's a big Kumasi Kopa, Kumasi pay for a chop. Say, Yabuapayo, a hotre, and they do so, a press so, and they do so. It's affecting the whole Ghana. We have particular problems with Kumasi. Now, maybe to Kumasi will be free Kumasi. Means the whole shit and my name Koso. Now, I won't share that about transmission line, glue for transmission line, Akuetteh Greek for transmission line back. Then you have a problem about.
Well, there are multiplicity of factors.
Two factors.
Two major factors.
Sorry, I'm going to my pylons in the Kako. Who will be crowd this year difficult because so too for or say glow for us you must see in a book what you be doing. Yeah, Kakase bank phone could see no more high tension. See, it is a good challenge. Who call is Greek substation or a transaction. That will be a sit down in chair. That was a craft. That was a craft. Okay, another or permit 80 pounds. Are we going to take one individual's interest against the whole public good?
It is a Kumasi 48 yeah, Omon train go see that bang Ghana gas a Juma or more be how long? Omuntimi date. Okay. And it's a necessary job they are also doing.
That Ghana gas will shut it down between 4th to 18th of October.
I remember.
After no gas a man. The crowd.
And among car the crew.
I can't take it for seconds. I'm a full report. I mean, reporting. But the people who are feeling the pinch from Ghana gas issues and the transmission line issues.
Kumasi.
Because they can't go via the DC for those. When you say bank cry, if you heard the Muyi Munti, and I'm going to Kumasi, they didn't even do cry, no, they be about to have a who baby. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks from 6th November. Before I said the Umuye or a trouble be a Bekoyi. Na gas number.
And
Sina say available capacity. So who could not full problem? Not baby.
No problem about yes.
Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages. Because the fuel generation, it has been seriously curtailed at Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report, which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRA enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough power
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi. So why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is still rich, which is the center of Kumasi supply.
I'm knocking it down.
And the woman named the Debia will be at their background. They are not even able to give Kumasi a load shedding program. It's a big Kumasi Copa, Kumasi pay for a chop. Say, Yabuapayo, a hotre, and then you do so, a press so, and you do so. You're fighting the whole Ghana. We have particular problems with Kumasi. Now, maybe to Kumasi, I'll be free Kumasi. Means the whole share and my name Koso. Now, I won't share that about transmission line, glue for transmission line, Akuetteh, Greek for transmission line back. Then you have a problem about.
Well, there are multiplicity of factors.
Two factors.
Two major factors.
Pilots, they can't be crowd. This year, difficult because so too from or say glow for us you must see in a what you be. Yeah, Kakasa bank of phone could see no more high tension. Yeah, it is a wood church who call is green substation war a transact question. That conversation will be a sit down in chair. That was a craft. That was a craft. Okay, another or permit 80 pounds. Are we going to take one individual's interest against the whole public good?
It is a Kumasi 48, yeah. Omon trying to see that being Ghana Gas, a Juma or more, baby, how long? Date. Okay. And it's a necessary job they are also doing.
Ghana Gas, we shut it down between 4th to 18th of October. We trade
I remember.
After no, gas a man. And
among card,
I can't take it for seconds. I'm a full report. I mean, reporting. But the people who are feeling the pinch from Ghana gas issues and the transmission line issues.
Kumasi.
Because they can't go via the DC for those. When you say bank cry, if you heard the Muyi Munti, and I'm going to Kumasi, they didn't even do cry, no, they be about to have a who baby. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks from 6th November. Before I said the Umuye or a trouble be a Bekoyi. Na gas number.
And Sina
say available capacity. So who could not full problem? Not baby.
No problem about yes.
Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages. Because the fuel generation, it has been seriously curtailed at Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report, which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRA enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough power
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi. So why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is still rich, which is the center of Kumasi supply.
I'm knocking it down.
And the woman named the Debia will be at their background. They are not even able to give Kumasi a load shedding program. It's a cook was a copa, wasn't pay for a chum. Say, Yabuapayo, a hotre, and then you do so, a press so, and you do so. A fatty we have particular problems with Kumasi. Now, maybe to Kumasi be free Kumasi. Means our whole share and my name Koso. Now, I won't share that about transmission line, glue for transmission line, Akuetteh Greek for transmission line back. Then you have a problem about.
Well, there are multiplicity of factors.
Two factors.
Two major factors.
Sorry, I'm going to pylons in the Kako will be crowd this year. Difficult because so too from or say glow for you must see in a what you be yeah Kakase bank phone could see no more high tension sia it is a good challenge oko is green co substation wo trasa question that conversation will be a sit down in chair that was secret FM that was secret okay another or permit 80 pound. Are we going to take one individual's interest against the whole public good?
It is a Kumasi 48 yeah. Omon trying to see that being Ghana gas a Juma or more be how long? Omuntimi date. Okay. And it's a necessary job they are also doing.
That Ghana gas we shut it down between 4th to 18th of October.
I remember.
After no gas Emma. The crowd.
And among car the crew.
I can't take you for seconds or mommy full report. I mean, reporting. But the people who are feeling the pinch from Ghana gas issues and the transmission line issues.
Kumasi.
Because they can't go via the DC for those. When you say bank cry, if you heard the Muyi Munti, and I'm going to shake Kumasi, they didn't even do cry, no, they be about to who baby. So 3 weeks, 4 weeks from 6th November. Before I said the Umuyo are trouble be a Bekoyi na gas number.
And
Sina say available capacity. So who could have full problem? Not baby.
No problem about yes.
Kumasi for the last since 6th November. Since 6th November.
Outages not also.
They've had over 100 outages. Because the fuel generation, it has been seriously curtailed at Ghana Gas. And the Greek of report, which was 17th November. The Ghana Gas is not able to give them the VRA enough gas. So they are not able to wheel enough power
to Kumasi.
And they are identified Kumasi, so why identify the Kumasi bulk supply point is Sea Ridge, which is the center of Kumasi supply.
Knocking it down.
And the woman they be able to be at their background. They are not even able to give Kumasi.
G is the head of the Center for Settlement Studies, KNUST, and he is going to speak on this issue, debating Frank Aboagye-Nyansa, who himself is into real estate. He is the CEO of Danny Weiss Real Estate. They are the two gentlemen who will be doing battle this morning. Now, Professor Aji, he is for building a house. Yes, he is for building. Oh, no. Frank Aboagye-Nyansa, that's what he chose. So Frank Aboagye-Nyansa, he is for, building a house. And Prof, he says, well, you need to buy. And the two of them are with me in the Studios of Love 99.5 for this debate to begin. Prof, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, David.
And how are you today?
I'm doing fine. How about you?
I am well. Frank Aboagye-Nyansa is also right here with us in the Studios of Love 99.5. Frank, good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
Trust you well.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
And you are saying that we should be building instead of buying. And Prof says that we should be buying instead of building.
That's right. Yeah.
You guys are getting me confused already. And so we would like to hear both of you. And then, having heard from you, we will then decide as to whether we need to go into buying or we need to go into building. And so who's going to start? Okay, so C, Nana. Okay, so Frank, you will start. Because you're talking to us about building. Let's hear you, Frank.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me say good morning to our listeners and those watching us on all the social media platforms on Love 99.5. Yes, I believe that you need to put some things together, make a mindset to start your own building. And I believe in the first place, the choice you make as to the location of the land should be your own choice and not the one that has been taken or decided by someone to force you to go and live there. So one, you have a choice as to where you'd want your land to be set. You have a choice as to customizing your home. So the first one is your land location being your own. You have so many options to choose from. The second one is you have an input in customizing your house as to where you want your washroom to be, your bedroom to be, the size of your living room from scratch. So you have a say in the design. That's the second one. The third one is that when this building is completed, it is brand new. Okay, so you within the first few years of your property, there's no need to do any repair works. It is as new as you made your choice as to what goes into it. It gives you a longer time to settle in and enjoy your home without having to worry about any repair works. That's the lifespan of the building. That's 3. Then you avoid the bidding war. Bidding war is going into a property and coming to a developer and negotiating as to the price of the building, as to whether your money can buy or not, going to your financiers, trying to get them to give you some bulk cash to go and purchase a property. No, with this one, as and when you have money, you go to your building. As and when you can save small, you start something. So when the market is hot, homes can sell quickly, and then depending on how much you have the luxury of time to accumulate some funds to move in, and then to be able to purchase whatever material you want to purchase. There's no frustration, there's no difficulty about pricing or financing. The only part is that it gives you that luxury of duration to save in bits. Then when the property is done again, moving in is not a problem. You can even move in whilst it's at the construction stage and still live in whilst you complete the building. So then after, say, plastering and securing the windows, getting some doors, getting some power in or electricity, even when it is not painted, and you have the main areas fixed, you can live in the house and still continue with the property, which is an advantage. And then another thing is that you can have better technology when it comes to doing it on your own. So we have what we call the smart homes, whatever security you want, whatever pricing or discounts you would want to get, like today at the fair, at whatever materials that are available, you can negotiate with them and get it the way you want it. And the other bit is in this day and technology where we have so you are putting
why
in this day and technology
you're having a debate and
no sorry in this day and technology where you have energy efficiency, you would want to make some choices of going into the green energy type of your home, where you'd want a solar panel, which most of the ones you would go and purchase doesn't have, where you'd have other source means of energy with the power inverters fixed in your home, standby generation sets with the installations done already, other cabling works with your preference, not the one that the developer would want you to take by all means. Then also you could have that modern type of design that you feel that this is your home, and not the one that has already been there, that everybody or you and your neighbors have the same look or the same chain of buildings. I mean, it becomes quite boring. With this one, you have your own touch that makes you unique out of your neighbors, and those choices also come to play. Then you're also current on course, which I just mentioned, that your neighbors will see you different from them. Then the last, okay, so you get a feeling that it's so emotional aspect of building or your own home, that anxiety that comes with it, that at least you made it work, that you got the perfection that you want. Everything about your home is your choice. Then the cost efficiency. I mean, you know that and realize that by the time that you are done, you would have saved some money, especially with the engagements of artisans and negotiating to your own price. It would have been a bit cheaper. And like I said, you get discounts on materials and that note. And then the construction of the building itself, your input is made. And then the time for the construction duration, even though it would delay a bit, it is quite worth it because of the social tie you would have with your building, that at least you did it on your home. And then the last one will be that having that opportunity to have done all these things on your own is a great feeling that you would never get when you go to say you are bought. At the end of the day, there would be some other works you would have to do, which would be a bit troubling, and then you still have to engage some parts or finishing works to be done when you buy. You would not have that feeling of you having your touch, especially like we discussed the other time on some marble works and some design, the quartz, the finishing that you wanted, some stone cladding. You not get all these things with purchasing houses. And so I believe that the best way to go, and if you are as young as you know, between the ages of 20 to 45 years, you have the luxury of time to save towards building. And with that time that you have, by the time you hit the age of 45, of which we all know that life begins at 40, by that time you would have been enjoying living in your own home, and you have more time to relax in your home before your retirement age. So I believe, and I strongly believe, that the best way to go is to build your own house.
Expert in real estate, Frank Akuetteh Nyansa. And he is pitching his strength this morning against Professor Divine Ahaji, head of Center for Settlement Studies, KNUST. And Akuetteh, interestingly, when we were having a discussion as to which area to choose, I was saying he was going to go for for the buy, because he's into real estate. You build for people to go and buy. Now you are telling us that we should be building.
That's the irony of it.
Yes, the irony of it indeed. But it's all good. He spent some 10 minutes telling you why you should consider, building. That's what he's just done. He's spoken to us as to why we need to consider building your own home, and he's made some salient points. But whilst he was doing his presentation, I could see Prof jot down a few points as well. Yes. I don't know whether he's going to use it as rebuttals. So because of that, Frank is also looking for his pen. He's also looking for his pen to do some writing as well.
So that he will hit back.
but Prof, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
How do you feel speaking, to this debate about buying? How do you feel about it?
Well, it's something which has been my conviction, actually.
To buy rather than to build.
To build. So,
okay.
I think it's an opportunity for me to be able to now share my views.
And listen, no matter who you are, listen, be a part of the Love FM, Insure FM, DBS Habitat Fair. It's starting today. Opening ceremony is going to be around midday, and it's happening at the Kumasi City Mall. Be there. Listen, you haven't thought of building yet, pass through. Engage with the exhibitors, engage with our professionals. For all you know, by the time you leave the grounds, you might have decided to start. And listen, once you start, you would be so encouraged to continue till you complete. Some of you I know have set, some timelines, and you've said to yourself that by the age of so and so, I should have been done and all that. For all you know, again, if you join us for this 3-day fair, you can even finish your house earlier than you anticipated, or you might even buy one earlier than you thought you could. So be there. Prof,
Yeah, so thank you very much.
So I was trying to share some information with our listeners. So it will be 10 minutes past 9. So your time will be easy for me to monitor because you have 10 minutes to also tell us why we ought to buy instead of build.
Okay,
so we're good to go.
Okay, so once again, good morning to your listeners. Yeah, so I think I have about 10 points that I also want to share, but I will speak about it whilst I'm reacting to. For instance, he mentioned about the choice, you know, and what he really is actually, when it comes to neighborhood choice, it is rather when you buy that you get that advantage because the area is already developed, so you know which neighborhood you are going to, you know. So if you want to build, you are building in an area that you don't know how it's going to be in the future. So in actually, when it comes to choice, then buying is actually where you get the advantage. He also talked about the issue of land. And of course, you all know where he didn't talk about is the problems we have with land, multiple land sales, and issues that issues go to court, you know, and all the stress that people. And I think that brought in the issue of frustration, you know. And actually, when you buy you buy a house, you avoid all this stress and issues related to mental health that we go to. So I'm even surprised that he mentioned that you don't have frustrations when you are buying. When we know that in Ghana, that is what people actually go through. You want to build a house. In fact, look at, for instance, issue of convenience. If you want to buy a house, you have a convenience in the sense that as soon as you buy, you are getting into it. So you get the chance to use the house as and when you need it. Maybe you are moving because you are for early job or because of school. So issue of convenience. There's also the issue of cost. He made us to believe that it is going to cost cheaper, but it's because in Ghana maybe sometimes the data is not available too. But if you go and analyze it deep, you realize that when you want to design, you want to build a house and have a good quality house, it means you have to rely on professionals. And if the professionals are really going to charge the economic professional fees that they charge, eventually what might happen is that building will rather cost higher than buying. And that is why for many people, even in this case, the professionals try to be generous by lowering their standard. But that is why for many people, they tend to use artisans, you know, to build their houses, which he mentioned. And I'm not saying our artisans are good in terms of their craftsmanship, but you know, when it comes to the design and functionality and ethical issues, you get an artisan, today you call him, he's gotten another job somewhere, you go and wait on the site, and you know, things of supervision, serious challenges, and you go under so much stress that you wish that you didn't even have started even building the house. You know, so these are some of the things. And let's come to the issue of environmental management. It is established that when you build houses, you create so much waste that you are not able to manage. You know, and so in trying to build, we try to be able to conserve the waste and manage the waste properly, which is even broader for the larger economy. I think I've talked about the issue of the multiple sales of land, which we are all aware of. Now, let's come to the issue of even economy and then productivity and investment. Here is a case you want to build, and in our situation where people build houses, it takes about 5 years. And also, you might try by the shortcut, try to use artisans, which means that you have to be involved in the supervision. In the first place, by trying to build, taking about 5 years, you lock down capital, which could have been used for investment. And so you are not able to pull resources together, which affects the economy. You know, so in terms of buying, we get an advantage there. Then you have the situation of increased productivity. You and I, because we get a chance to abuse the system, you can leave our offices and say you are going to supervise our projects. Man hours is lost at the office, which also affects the economy. If you are buying, all these things will be, and so you see that it's not about only the individual benefit. There's also the overall economy in terms of the benefit that you get. We have people abroad who want to buy bird houses. They get people to build for them. People change these things into their names, and then it becomes problems. I think maybe you know some of them. And so you see that if you want to buy, you will avoid all these things. And then, in fact, when it comes to the issue of even economics, urban economics, you have something you call externalities, cost, inefficiencies. You start these houses, So many of them are uncompleted, and it's known that there's a relationship between uncompleted buildings and crime, and all those things. So it means that whilst we are trying to build in our economy where we take 5 years and 10 years, we are not able to finish. They are scattered in the bush, and then crime increases, which all affects all of us. So if you are buying, then the place is already developed. All these things will be avoided. And then there's also the issue of investment. You are taking 10 years, 5 years to build. You don't have the chance to live in the house yet, and then you are also spending by renting. But here is a case, if you want to buy, you can buy and then start using it immediately. And I think he came to the point of saying, if you are a young person, you should rather be thinking of buying. Building. Actually, when you are a young person, because when you are a young person, you are now starting. You might be renting a place first. So the idea is to rather buy so that you gain equity whilst you are growing up. And then later in the years, if you want to go into that option. So even the advice is when you're a young person, you rather should first think of what? Buying. For the fact that, as we are all agreeing, home ownership is important, but it is also established that for people who own their own houses, in terms of mental health, they have better conditions than those who rent. You get what I mean? So if you are renting, it's better to be thinking about buying a house. And I think with all this, I will go for buying. For buying instead of buying a house.
All right, so we're not going to declare any winner here on this debate. What we'll be doing is that these two gentlemen will be at the grounds at the Kumasi City Mall this afternoon. And so when you join us around midday, they will be there, and we'll conclude there, because I'll be there myself. We'll be engaging some more, because we're bringing everything live to you on radio. Right. Everything's going to be live on Facebook. So when we get there, we'll talk some more, and then we'll see who has convinced you better.
Yeah, that's right.
Or who has convinced you most.
The most, yeah.
But there are a few things that Frank mentioned that was surprising to me. That if you are building, then you get to have to occupy a brand new house. Yeah. Who says you can buy and get a brand new one?
Oh no, most of them you still the men would have been there before you go there.
Oh, but it's still new.
It still has your eyes, but I didn't know when it was started.
it is still new.
No, we didn't know when it was started. So the lifespan,
it take about 10 years.
No, the lifespan of a property, it starts from the foundation. So depending on when you visited the property, you think it's new. It was started years ago.
Once the person is occupying it, it's new.
No, it doesn't matter.
And Prof was talking about man hours being lost because people want to go and supervise their works. If you work in an establishment where your superiors are the kind who will make sure that you work and you commit and you work within the time frame given you, you will not be able to leave and say you're going to.
So that's another stress. And
one against him.
I'm saying that is even adding to the stress, because the supervision comes that you are sitting in the office and you are worried. Hey, what is the message doing at the time?
So thank you very much, guys, for passing through. The Habitat Fest starts today. Prof, you'll be there with us this afternoon, and of course throughout the 3 days. What are your expectations, and what would you want to say to patrons as well?
Yeah, I think as you have been saying all along, housing is a major thing that every family, in terms of decision, will have to make throughout their lifetime, and it's all about getting a place to be able to live and maintain your life, which are all linked to the basic needs. As we have already said several times, poor housing is linked to mental health. Because the suggestion is that people who have mental health issues, when they are living in poor housing, it can aggravate the situation. And so for all of us, we need a good house to be productive. And that is why for all income levels, there should be the opportunity for us to either to own a house through what we are discussing as either to build or to buy. And so I think this is an opportunity for everybody to come to the fair, to come and see the range of exhibits that will be there. And luckily, I think the exhibitors are coming from a different background, which is going to feature for all income levels. And we also from Center for Settlement Studies are going to be there trying to talk about research aspect and low carbon construction, which will favor the low income earners. So we are urging everybody to come on board, and I think it will be fine. And David, let me just add that I think it's a good thing that is happening today, which is today is the Farmers' Day.
Yes, it is.
And when you talk about the basic needs, it includes food,
and
shelter, and clothing.
Yeah.
And so today is Farmers' Day.
Yes.
And we say hi to our farmers. And today we are talking about shelter, which goes hand in hand, which is actually a very good thing for the
Thank you very much, Professor Divine Ahaji. He's the head of Settlement Studies, Center for Settlement Studies, KNUST, and he joined us in the studios as well. Frank,
Dave.
you and I have had so many conversations. I don't even know what else to ask you, but I know that we're going to have an amazing 3-day fair. And so for those of you who are listening to us, like Frank keeps saying, today's a holiday. So after eating some fufu or some jollof rice and some chicken, just come out and be at the city mall.
Yeah.
And then tomorrow as well, before you go for that funeral or that wedding, or after that funeral, after that wedding, come there, engage with the experts and the exhibitors, and you'll be glad you did. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.